Alright, welcome into another match here with Valakut. We are still doing the live commentary on the games, and hopefully my mic worked this time. It seems like it does. So I would like to play first, and we have a hand without green mana, so that's just a snap mulligan. There's 17 green sources in the deck, which means that you can pretty safely just always mulligan for green. This is a decent keep. Again, like, we don't have any payoff cards, but we do have the Ram spell, which is very important, and we might get that at some point. So here, again, there's a sequencing question. I could play it turn 1 Shelter Ticket, but with this hand, it's very likely that I'll end up wanting to cycle it, so I'm not gonna do that. Because right now I have 5 lands essentially, but no gas. So if I draw a couple lands off the top, like I just want to get rid of the Shelter Ticket. And this is why it's in the deck. I think you can't afford to play more than one, because the fact that it comes into play tapped is kind of hurtful. Even though we have 27 lands, we still have 4 Valakuts to come into play tapped, and Cinderglade don't come into play untapped in the early game. So the amount of tap lands can be a little bit taxing, and I think 1 Shelter Ticket is the right number. But I think it's probably closer to 0 than it is to 2, and it might just have to be 2 anyway. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to lead on either Wooded Foothills or Windswept Heath. I think I'm going to lead on Wooded Foothills, because if I need to fetch a mountain and bolt immediately, I can then fetch Forest and cast Farseek for Stomping Ground. And then my Cinderglade will come into play untapped. Otherwise, I think I'll get a Stomping Ground at the end of turn, then fetch a Forest and get a mountain with Farseek. As you can see here, this is not a clear example of the way I think about how to sequence my lands when I play this deck, because that is like the main thing you have to think about. Alright. Let's just get a Stomping Ground. Verdant Catacombs means that it's likely Jaunt, which is a very good sign, but obviously that's not for sure. Ooh. And Relic helps me deal with Goyf, that's huge, and I have the Bolt to deal with a Dark Confidant. Obviously I could have also led on the Windswept Heath to get Stomping Ground, and then this could get a mountain, which would have helped a lot if I draw a natural Valakut, so maybe I should have done that. But that means that if I'm playing against, for instance, Burn and they lead on turn 1 Goblin Guide, I would really prefer to get just an untapped mountain. Ooh, Beating Pool. So I'm against Infect? I guess so. Like, so if I'm against Burn, which is a matchup where it's really important that I manage my life total, it's just so important that I can get an untapped mountain. Okay, I don't know what I'm up against, because they just passed again and played a Polluted Delta. So I'm assuming it's some sort of like just Sultai mid-range deck, if I had to guess. We're definitely in the spot where I'm gonna cycle my Shelter Ticket, so I'm just gonna lead on a Relic here. Exile this. I'll play Cinderglade and just pass. I don't want to cycle main phase because I could hit well, I could hit a spell that's then gonna get Thoughtseize if they have a Thoughtseize in their deck. Okay, seems like they do it. Obviously they would have to have top decked the discard spell, but I don't think the chance of me hitting something that I want to ramp right now is worth it. Liliana Last Hope. Okay, that's fine. If they go minus here, I said they can't respond. Yeah, just go plus. Okay, that's fine. Like I don't. There's no time after they mill 2 cards, but before the return where I get to activate the Relic, since it's just 1 ability. But they did not go for that. So I could crack Relic now. I don't really gain much from doing that. It's the same thing where I don't really want to draw key cards into a discard spell. Like, if I have a Titan, not on top, but second from the top, it's pretty bad for me to crack Relic now. Plus, there's a chance to just get to thin out my deck, which is not nothing. If this had been a mountain, I would try and leave my fetch lands uncracked. Just leave them in play, so that in case I draw a Valakut, I will have bolts ready immediately. Oh wait, I forgot to I forgot to use my relic in main phase. All they're preaching about how you should always do that, and I just didn't. Luckily, we're very much immune to Ghost Quarter, so I don't care much for that. Like, sometimes you have to think about it, but it doesn't really interact with our combo at all. Because once Valakut has triggered, it doesn't matter to kill it. Like, Ghost Quarter matters against, like, against my natural Valakut draws. Where I'm trying to, you know, put pressure on them because every land is a lightning bolt to their face. And the Ghost Quarter can interact with that. I think now I just want to crack Relic, but I could be wrong. I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, here's Escape Shift. Okay, well, I guess we just hope they don't have any counter magic, right? Like, I don't know what the chances are that they have counter magic. Ooh. Huh. Does that change anything? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's... I guess I can displace around Mana Leak. So I'm gonna just do that. So I'm gonna float a red here. In case they gain some life, I get to bolt them. And I just want to make sure that I have one basic mountain left in my deck. If I cast Escape Shift and get like Valakut and the rest of my basic mountains, what they can do is that they can Ghost Quarter away one of my lands, one of my mountains, and then I won't be able to replace that with another mountain. So it's really important that I get exactly one Valakut, one Stomping Ground, alright, however many Stomping Grounds. I'm just gonna leave at least one mountain in my deck. Ooh, also they could have Assassin's Trophy, so I actually need to leave 2 mountains in my deck. But right now I click 0, so I'll click 1. I'll click this to neglect. So now I have 3 basic mountain left in my deck. Because if they in response to the trigger, let's say the Ghost Quarter the Stomping Ground, and I don't have a mountain to get, well then the Stomping Ground will still deal 3 damage because it sees 5 other mountains. But each of the rest of them, they will only see 4 other mountains once they resolve, which means that they won't trigger. Or rather, they won't deal the damage. They will still trigger. And I'll thank my opponent very much for fetching twice. Always yes, always yield. So now, if they do Ghost Quarter and Assassin's Trophy, it's just going to add 3 damage rather than subtract any damage. Yes. And as you can see, and I have to click yes here, it's very important. As you can see, they just end up dealing 24 damage instead. But good thing that I was wary of that and didn't leave just exactly 1 Assassin's Trophy in my deck. Alright, so we're against some sort of mid-range deck. Again, I want to bring in just all the green dudes. I'm not sure about the Relic actually. I'm not really sure what they're... If I was playing Sultai, I'd probably be playing Snapcaster Mage. Okay, I'm probably Goyf, sure. So I'm gonna just have both Relics. Seems like Anchor is a big liability. I'm gonna just leave 2 bolts. They might have click and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be on the draw. Let's go Escape Shift. So I'm shaving 2 Escape Shifts and 2 Farseeks. I think those are good numbers. One thing to note is that they probably have Fulminator Mage post-board. So sometimes you can set up where you ramp with only basic lands until you cast Titan. In those cases, you should try and do that. Actually, one of the reasons I decided to play this deck at GP Atlanta, I decided that like as soon as Guilds of Ravnica started to be spoiled, because there was Assassin's Trophy was one of the first cards spoiled, and I was hoping that this would mean there would be a lot of Jund players. And especially the card Assassin's Trophy doesn't do anything against Valakut, as you saw that game. This is definitely a keep. Just a very consistent hand. Plus I have the Relic, which may or may not be a relevant card in the matchup. I still don't know that. And they're probably going to lead on a discard spell this time. Nope. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, so they might be playing a Death Shadow variant. Oh no. At least I'm happy that I brought in Relic. Yeah, let's just lead on Forest. The Tracker is a great draw too. This means that even if they use discard spell on my Summoner's Pact, like I still have a pretty big threat, and probably just have to discard the Tracker instead. And then these Tri-Builders are gonna ramp me up. I'm a little bit weak to discard into Surgical though. Maybe. Ooh, Bitter Blossom, interesting. I'm not sure that puts a big enough clock on me compared to like what they lose out on. But I definitely have no answer to it, so that's cool. Yeah, I could have considered leaving up the Relic to play around this card plus. Yeah. Now we're in a spot where, as you can see, Fulminator Mage doesn't prevent me from going Tracker into land, which is nice. Just from the fact that we have mono basics. Just gonna get a mountain here. I think I'd rather set up to cast Titan next turn, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should just go Tracker here. Maybe even shock myself so I can keep up the Relic. Because like, if they deal with Tracker with an Assassin's Trophy, like that's the Ram spell I need anyway. I don't know what other cards they have to deal with Tracker. I think I'm just gonna do that. Like, they're not gonna have Dismember. I think because Bitter Blossom could make it awkward on my life total, I'm just gonna put it into play tapped. I can't really imagine that I would need to crack the Relic now, but yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. Like maybe they just go, you know, Full T, Snapcaster, Full T's or something. It'll definitely be relevant. One thing to note that comes up sometimes is that you can, in response to the discard spell, if Summoner's Pact is the only spell in your hand, you can just pack for Baloth. That's pretty cool. So they didn't do anything against my Tracker here, which I'm happy with. I mean, if I get to untap with this card, it's just so obnoxious in this deck. Like, have you ever tried to cast Scapeshift with Tracker in play? Whew. Obviously, when the opponent has some sort of 8 piece or have exiled all your Valakuts or something, where the Scapeshift is no longer lethal. But you just, you know, you just get all the fetch lands out of your deck. Make 8 clues. Wait. I'm just gonna take 2 damage here. The reason is that this is what else gets countered. Okay. Should I attack here? If they have Snapcaster Mage, it's kind of awkward, right? But they're also only at 14. But they can Snapcast on double block. I don't really want that yet. think I'm okay with just playing out this circular trap builder. I wonder what they have in hand. Like, Disdainful Stroke is one of the cards I have a read on here. Because that's something they could easily have. Where, like, they would, you know, want to pass the turn with mana up, but haven't cast anything. And Assassin's Trophy is another thing that might not have boarded that one out. Oh, obviously, Traverses and such. Especially since they just did Traverse early. It's probably just a bunch of graveyard stuff that my Relic just prevents. I wonder if I should just crack it now. In any case, I'll do this first. Since I already have 5 mountains to play, it would be a waste to get another basic mountain, so I'm just gonna do this. Oh, I guess I'm not cracking my Relic. I'm just not gonna play into Disdainful Stroke, because now I have Double Tracker, so I can just have that be my game plan. And Double Tracker obviously goes completely bonkers. Ooh, the Heated Play can come up if they go to cast Thoughtseize now. I hope they're not playing some sort of combo deck and me tapping out. It's just doom. But now, like, every land creates 2 clues, which, like, creates 2 counters each, essentially. I can crack 4 clues next turn. So these are gonna be 8 power. And they're gonna be at 9. So, like, there's the Wood Elves, and they have to block both. It's probably in their upkeep I should have sacrificed the Tribe Elder. But I hope they feel forced to, like, tap out at some point. Also, I love how this Wood Elves protect my trackers from Liliana. That's a nice side effect. Sure thing. Now we'll have to get the tapped lands, but it's okay. I'm gonna go to 5, 6 clues here. Or I have to get the basic mountains, is what I mean. I have to keep an eye on my basic count, though. It's in some matchups it's really important that you don't get out too many basics. Which kind of, with this specific matchup, there seems to be a little bit of a, what do you call, like, mismatch. Because, like, I want to ramp with only basics so that I don't get Fulminator maged. But I also want to keep enough basics in my deck so that I can get Ghost Quartered and Trophied. And still do stuff. Oh, yeah, that's an awkward interaction. I think now we just crack the Relic here. Like, maybe I was supposed to just let that happen. But they don't have counter magic up anymore, so I don't really care. This Titan is gonna end things. Like, not literally, but figuratively. Yeah. Because I'm gonna, you know, get 2 Valakuts, get 2 more clues, everything. Like, I just have so many cards, and there's just not much they can do. The Foothills is then gonna, like, get a Syndicate, and I'm gonna shoot down a Snapcaster and a Fairy. Attack with both my things. I can't kill them at a point, but I can just play a Bailoff. I didn't even if they cast a Damnation or something. You just have so many cards.